Hello, world. Welcome to our show, JW Raw with Eminem, coming to you live from the world-famous Jackson Week MMA Academy in Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA. Yes, we are in USA, Albuquerque. This is Mark, and I'd like to give a shout-out to our awesome partners that help us keep the show on the air and keep bringing you some interesting guests from different walks of life. Our fighters and athletes are constantly on the lookout for products that will provide a legal performance edge. Legal performance edge, yes. A couple years back, we came across a nutraceutical company that has an incredible technology. Since then, many of the fighters who train at Jackson Wink MMA Academy have been using their products with astounding success. Unlike most sports performance companies, this company began selling their products through doctors. Their unique technologies help the body heal and maintain exceptional health. For this reason, their products are recommended by doctors worldwide. Yes, worldwide. So how does this translate to sports performance? The truth is, you will never be stronger than you are healthy. How many times have we heard of star athletes who miss a big competition because they're out sick? The same technology that is used to boost the immune system and to detoxify, nourish, and rejuvenate the body is the same technology that boosts strength, endurance, and even cuts unwanted body fat, because we don't want to get fat. We are pumped to finally let you know about our best-kept secret here at Jackson Wink MMA Academy. The company is called RNA Sport. You can find them online at rnasport.com. Again, rnasport.com. Look them up. RNA Sport creates incredible sports performance formulas for elite athletes. Our fighters use and love these products. One of the most important things to know about RNA Sport formulas is their ease of use. It's very easy to use, yes. No more messy powders or hard-to-swallow pills. RNA Sport formulas are delivered directly into the body in a simple-to-take, great-tasting sprays. With high absorption, RNA Sport formulas can be taken immediately before a workout or competition with no lag time. RNA Sport formulas support increased strength and endurance, reduced joint and muscle fatigue, improved recovery, a healthy immune system, optimized metabolism, and a whole lot more. RNA Sport provides benefits and technology unlike any performance products you have ever experienced. I highly recommend you to check out rnasport.com and use their products. They will take your performance to the next level. In our next podcast, we will review the amazing benefits of their specific formulas. JW Raw is happy to also have Fireteam Fit as a longtime sponsor. They are a veteran-owned fitness company that is now partnered with the greatest gym in the world, Jackson Wink MMA Academy. Fireteam Fit is giving a special offer of 15% off. That is right, 15% off all their products, all of them. Go check it out, all their products. All you have to do is enter a code. The secret code is JWRAW015. Again, JWRAW, just like the show, 015. Enter that secret code. You're going to get 15% off everything you buy. Make sure you do that at checkout, and then you'll get that discount. We love having Fireteam Fit as a sponsor since they are family and veteran-owned. That is cool. We love our veterans. We love our family. Both in one big, happy group. We're happy to have them. It's available on both fireteamfit.com and on amazon.com. Everyone knows how to find Amazon. If you're on Amazon, you're legit. You can go find them on Amazon or check out their website, fireteamfit.com. But don't forget to enter that coupon code. Remember, use JWRAW015.
You're listening to JW Raw with Eminem.
There we are. I hear myself. Hey, welcome to the show, Devin Clark.
Thank you.
And
the one and only
John Jones.
What's up, y'all?
There was a mission to get John on this.
We found him.
We
We
did
found him.
it.
We kidnapped him. We locked the door, made sure he couldn't escape.
We broke the key inside, you know,
promise
so
is
he
a
ain't,
promise.
he ain't leaving.
Got it.
Thanks for coming on, John.
Now we
Appreciate
get to torture
it.
him.
And Devin especially. Yeah. We only get to see Devin every once in a while since he doesn't
Oh
live
yeah,
here.
I live out of town, South Dakota, so
Yeah.
Welcome
coming
home,
here.
baby.
Oh yeah, it's good to be back.
Two of the
Right,
best
good.
205ers the UFC has to offer right here in the house. Welcome.
Get to work.
Hey, thank you. This is different.
This is different. We're casual here.
Let's
We're
do
Yeah.
it right in the gym.
Yeah,
This is neat.
yeah. We've been planning this for a while, and it came.
You ever need to
Came
borrow the
up.
place, you just let us know. We're here.
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
open it up.
All right. Cool.
Record something.
You know what I'm saying? A little Christmas track.
You haven't done any interviews, like really?
No, man. It's been over a year since I've done an interview. I did something small with Ariel Hawani,
Okay.
but
Well, it's
Like
an honor.
recently?
It's an honor.
live interview, right? In house, man. All
So
yours.
this is
Yeah.
exclusive right here.
So we're gonna
it's all
talk,
good.
But it's not really an interview. We're just bullshitting.
We're breaking Twitter. This is the highest.
Just shooting the shit.
Did you already break Twitter?
275 viewers on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Just
Oh,
in
wow.
30 seconds on.
What's-
See, look at that.
what's
The power,
up?
of,
Yeah.
The power
the
of
power
John
of John and
Jones.
Devin.
The power of
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Jones.
Yeah, a lot of Devin there.
Devin, who?
Come on, I'm gonna keep it real. I know what's up.
Hey,
Sorry.
come on.
You tweet something?
Can you move out?
Send something out, man. Get some of your followers.
Come on,
out.
man.
I did a little Instagram deal. But
There you go.
This
Hey,
shit, this shit will be everywhere, man.
Let's get Devin's numbers up on Twitter.
Yeah, there we go.
Follow Devin.
follow
What,
our
shout
man
out your
Devin.
shout out your
What's
your social media, Devin.
Let me
Come on.
look.
I follow you. You should know that. Come on.
I know. I think it's
Brown Bear something.
John, what's up with those shades, man?
Yeah.
What company?
Those look fancy.
Brown Bear C.
Brown Bear C.
Versace.
Versace.
Yeah. I mean, you guys
What-
got this bright light in here,
Oh,
so.
how much they cost?
Come on, why you gonna do me like that? Trying to embarrass me?
Yeah,
What?
it's got the little creature on the edge of the thing. What
I
is
can
that?
see
Like,
myself.
Medusa.
I can see
Medusa,
myself.
Yeah.
And they're rocking the Ruka.
Rocking the Ruka. Yeah,
Look at
shout out
this
to
guy.
Ruka, man. They're
Yeah.
great.
I never
company.
knew it used to be like you say Ruka. Like I never knew it. I
Yeah.
usually be like RVCA. That's
Shout
what
out,
I used to say.
Shout out to
I never-
Pentmore. He's always sending
That's
the
BJ
guy
Penn's
stuff.
company.
Yeah,
right?
always hooking
Yeah.
us up, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
every season
Yeah.
he hooks me up with something fat.
Yeah.
I love it, so I rock it just to show my things. It's a great company too.
They really are. They're and just so you guys know,
Just
we
missing the
have
surfboard.
a store in our downstairs.
Yeah, we sell.
We are
Ruka.
authorized Ruka gear seller. A lot of
There's
people
not that
don't know
many
yeah.
stores
Oh, I
actually.
didn't know
that
that.
offer-
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Rukas downstairs.
Yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
yeah.
There's only I think one other store here in town.
In the mall. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a Coronado or Windrock. I'm not
exclusive
sure.
product.
But we
Oh, that's sweet.
we hooked it up so that they could sell it exclusively here at the gym. So, because the athletes
Nice.
obviously love the stuff. So
Yeah, we did.
good stuff.
They got great board shorts.
Yeah.
Boy
Great.
shorts.
Boy shorts.
Boy shirt.
What is that?
Yeah,
I
like
want
board
to know. Boy
board
shorts is like a
shorts.
female underwear that rides the
Yeah.
cheeks.
Oh yeah.
specialist.
Yeah.
In case you guys need some Halloween ideas.
That's good.
John,
No,
what do you
board shorts.
What are you
Board
dressing up?
MMA
You
shorts.
do Halloween at the house?
I do Halloween.
Oh, yeah, he
What
has
are you
kids.
dressing up
Yeah,
as?
He has
Not
kids.
at
He
the
has
house.
to-
See, I got my go out costume, and then I'll do something like for the house. Normally
With
going
the
out
kids, yeah, with the kids,
With the-
the
yeah.
family
Yeah.
costume, and then the
Yeah.
posh costume.
family costume. I've done like I'll do like a caveman. Me and my fiance will do
Caveman.
caveman and
Oh, yeah.
cavewoman.
Oh,
And
Did you have a club?
Wait a minute.
Nah, not a club. Nah, just like something furry, and I wear a big wig and
nice. I
some
like it.
some teeth as a necklace or some shit.
Okay.
I love it.
And then going out costumes, I usually every year I have this skeleton costume. It's like a big
I've
onesie.
seen that.
It's like
I've
a big
actually
onesie,
seen that. Yeah.
but it has a big boner on it. And then in the palm of the hand, you can squeeze this little thing.
And it goes up or
And
down.
the boner goes up and down. It's a huge boner. I
So
figured
when you go trick or treating, you like open the door to somebody, right? Like,
yeah, no, I don't wear it around kids. I don't wear it around
your
kids.
door with the phone.
Never around kids. But
bones.
it's awesome though. It's-
Yeah, you gotta live up to your nickname.
Between
man.
the Dick Pills and like the Bones Jones, it's like it's classic, dude.
At this point, all you can do is make fun of him.
Which
You
is-
gotta be able to laugh.
Which
Yeah.
Which of the good dick pills do you use, John? That's what we need to know.
What'd you say?
I
What'd you
think-
say?
I think I need some extra. I'm, like,
Are the
I'm
big pills?
approaching it.
Which brand?
What brand?
Which brand works? Come on.
Cialis. Stick with
Cialis?
Is it Cialis? But
Stick with Cialis.
just don't do the Mexican versions.
No, no more.
No
No,
gas
more
station.
no more Mexican Dick Pills. Yeah, hell no. I've learned my lesson.
So the skeleton's coming out at night with the
Boners.
With the boner, yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I
Devin,
know
what are you
skeletons have
dressing?
boners.
I'm gonna be the Hulk this year.
The Hulk.
Yeah, my daughter planned it out. She's been planning it for months. She's gonna be the Valkyrie girl from Thor Ragnarok, the movie.
All right.
Yeah,
My
because you're
wife-
going home, right? For
Yeah,
a couple
I'll be
weeks.
home for 4
Yeah,
days for her
coming back.
birthday and Halloween. Then my wife's gonna be the evil villain Hela. So it'll be
Cool.
good.
You got a big fight coming up, huh?
Yeah, December 8th,
December.
Toronto. Already?
Oh, what? I'm talking about him, not him.
Yeah, we can promote Devin. We can promote Devin's side.
I was telling Devin he should dye his hair green for the Hulk costume.
Yeah.
And he's
Why
like,
not?
he's like the Hulk.
Your daughter would love that.
Well, it's traditionally black though, right?
A black Hulk?
The hair is black.
Yeah.
I don't
Black
think he has
Hulk.
hair. I don't think he even has hair.
No, I think he's black.
Yeah, the calm guy. Before he turns into it.
I've seen lots.
I don't know.
I've seen lots of Hulks with the green hair too. I think
I might
it's
do
complete.
green.
Commit, man.
But if I do green, I'm gonna leave that shit for the fight.
all or nothing.
There you go. Why not?
I had blonde
Don't even
hair
wash
like over a month ago, then I cut it for my buddy's wedding.
Really?
So
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
You're trying to do the Kevin Renderman
It
thing.
looked
huh?
weird, but
The old Dale Beckham.
yeah, it was different. I was like, fuck it.
Try something different.
Yeah.
When you're black and you dye your hair blonde, it never quite. It's like.
But many people do that.
You're that guy. Yeah. Well,
I've seen
I
that.
wanted like the. It kind of
That's
looked
strange.
like
A Cisco.
like
Remember,
brownish.
remember that rapper? Cisco?
Cisco,
Yeah.
yeah. I
oh
got-
yeah, he had his silver.
My trainer
So,
would call me the jacked Cisco. Yeah.
Jack Cisco.
So your fight is when?
December 8th.
December 8th.
Toronto.
Yeah, you find some tall dude, right?
Toronto.
Tall
Yeah.
like John?
Yeah, tall like John.
How tall is he exactly?
It's like perfect
6'4",
time.
6'5".
It's perfect timing
Yeah.
for you, man.
Alexander
being,
Rakic.
Yeah.
being here,
Gonna
man.
get his ass kicked.
6'5".
Yeah.
Holy, that's a big guy.
But in this division, like most of the guys
Everyone's
are
taller
tall.
than
You
you.
know,
Yeah.
most of them are over 6'2", 6'3". Most of my opponents been pretty tall, so it's something I'm used to. My last guy was 6'4".
Yeah.
You're right at what, 6 foot? You're right at 6 foot, or
Well, I used to be.
I shrunk.
He's shrinking already.
My wife made me measure. And
5'11".
I was like 5'11" and a half.
yeah, there you go.
So
That's funny.
Sometimes those stocky dudes are the
my wife
most
was just
powerful.
measuring me the other night.
with or without the Cialis.
Yeah, smart.
Which one was it? I don't know. I had to go there. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Devin's in good hands as far as
Great sparring partner.
tall. Yeah, tall. We got a lot of
I've
tall
seen you
guys.
guys
in the
spar
room.
like crazy. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we got Christian in and Bovan and what's the other guy?
Dwight.
Dwight.
Tall.
Akuma.
He's
Very
got
tall.
good 1-2s, right? Like those long
straight
range boxing.
punches. Yeah.
He been working a lot on that. Last fight, he just like, because you know how like all those regional shows you fight like in small cages, and he's so big, man. Like so, the whole fight looked like he was on one side of the cage and just throws 1-2, and it's like
And he's over to the next.
just on the other side already, man, catching the guy. You know, so
Yeah,
you
he's-
can't move too much. You know, in the small cage.
he's a good partner.
He's a great partner.
Hard to
He's-
move.
And he's been
too.
developing very well.
Yeah.
He needs some groundwork.
He has
man.
heart. That's
Yeah.
what we
Yeah,
need
he
too,
does.
guys. We're
Absolutely.
ready to get hit.
He also dropped everything, just moved here, man. Just to be here. He's been with us
committed.
already for like a
Yeah.
year, right?
Yeah, at
Good
least.
dude.
Shout out to him.
Dwight, we love you.
Dwight, you're a good man.
And he fought a guy barehanded with a gun, and he disabled the guy.
Yeah,
What?
he told us a
Shit.
great
Here,
story. He was on the
here.
podcast a couple weeks ago.
He, someone
Someone tried to rob him.
Some idiot approached him outside in Albuquerque, man, trying to rob him, man.
Downtown or what?
Yeah, he took his shoe off and beat him up with his shoe.
Oh my goodness. The guy probably had no bullets.
Yeah,
no,
probably
man,
did.
the guy
It's
probably
probably
had
a cap gun or
the
something.
the guy probably had no brains, man, to approach a
Wait,
250-pound fucking motherfucker.
That's a big boy.
He
Yeah.
took his shoe off though.
Yeah,
Well, he
he
took
did.
his shoe
Beat him
because
with the
he knocked the
shoe.
gun out with his shoe. So,
Yeah.
was a
We hear
funny
some great stories from the guys
Yeah.
that come on the show. It's hilarious.
Man, how
that's why we
embarrassing
made
is
the
that?
show, you know.
I hope that never happens. to
That's
me,
why I
too.
made the show, to get to know people, our guys, you know,
Get to know
here
the
and there,
guys.
and
Fun, yeah.
introduce our teammates to the
Let the
world.
world
You
know
know,
the
give,
Kayla, we
That's
had
great.
give room to people, you know, to talk about their own things. Yesterday we had AJ, you know,
Yeah.
Cisco with his cancer battle.
Yeah,
He's got a good
man,
story.
it's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we have that kid fighting Bellator. He had cancer.
I'm not
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah,
AJ
I'll introduce
Cisco.
AJ. He's actually his good
Okay.
friend.
Yeah.
Devin,
Okay.
The
yeah.
cancer killer. Yeah,
Man.
Yeah, he beat cancer, and then he fought in Bellator because they told him he'll never fight again. And he ended up fighting in Bellator and fought the guy with like 40-some fights and choked him out. And the kid, he only has like what, 4 pro fights?
Yeah,
3,
40.
four?
He was
Yeah.
2 and 3
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
What an overcomer.
But
Yeah,
a couple
well,
of his
he's a
fights,
fighter.
he had cancer while he fought.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. When
Yeah,
he was
so-
like in Miami, yeah, I know.
Well, we kinda,
He didn't even know that, and he didn't perform well
Yeah.
because he couldn't move. Like he didn't know he had it, you know.
Right,
But
yeah.
he still was fighting through it because he was like, okay, maybe I'm just
Wow,
sick.
what
but
heart.
stuff like- And then he, after the fight, he like collapsed or something. He went to the doctor and they
he
told him,
literally stopped going to
says
the
his
doctor.
cancer's like this big, like spread through the whole thing, man.
He doesn't even want to know anymore, which kind of is kind of creepy.
It's
you
a crazy
know, just-
story, man.
What, so is he? Is he?
He's a fighter.
He's,
man.
he's not cancer free. We don't know.
Well, he's
He
cancer-free,
basically-
but
well,
he
said
would've feel
He
something.
doesn't want to
He's
get
here,
checked.
isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's here, yeah.
He doesn't know what his status right now.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
fighting it through it.
Well, he's clear, but they say there's chances of if it comes back, you die. So
Yeah.
he doesn't want to know if it comes back.
Oh.
Or
Keep
if
So he's
it's
refusing to
three.
get
He's in
checked from here
remission,
on out. Yeah.
as they say.
Man,
But he ain't dying.
where's
We
he
know.
from?
Where he's from?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Good
Oh, he was-
kid,
he
man.
was
Always
from-
positive, always like
Oh, yeah.
unbeaten.
He was
So
Missouri and somewhere
a
else.
wa-
He said, yeah.
like an underdog in life, you know, that beats
Midwest.
everyone. Yeah, and in the fights too, he's always underdog, like in everything. He always comes
Yeah.
up on top.
How long
Oh,
has
he's
he
a
been
good
around?
dude.
For a while now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's a couple camps.
Him and
there.
Hobbs and AJ, and there's so many
Hobbs,
good dudes.
man, yeah.
There's so many good dudes here, man.
See, I usually stay with them when I'm down here with AJ and
You got
Mass and
really
Hobbs.
good connection with these guys. You're
Yeah,
like
they always get
very
Hobbs.
good.
Yeah, they're good. Great positivity. Always down to work hard.
Hobbs
Yeah.
now has JW Association over there, right?
Yeah, down in North Carolina.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, we're spreading,
boy, Hobbs.
spreading the wings, man.
Hobbs is-
Does he have any fights coming up?
I don't know.
I think he's more
Are
focused
you
on
watching?
training.
Are you watching Hobbs? Are you guys watching?
We're talking about you.
Tell us if you.
Madison.
Tell us in the comments.
Hobbs, my man.
Devin does a lot of stuff with special needs and that.
What's
I
that
think
called?
that's so awesome.
Down syndrome?
No. There's a way. Homies with chromies. How you say
Yeah.
it?
I love my homies with chromies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had the stickers and all that.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's actually
cool.
Reeves Teeves is the company that
Okay.
does that. So, yeah, and it's actually Down Syndrome Awareness Month. So yeah, visit reevesteeves.com and you
Nice.
can buy
Reeves
some gear.
Teeves,
Reeves Teeves.
like okay, so REEVES.
Yes.
It's crazy how we
yeah,
all got
Teeves.
involved with that, right? We got Shermanator, we got so many people that.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
with that.
kind of what I wanted to
It's
bring
like-
that up a little bit
It's,
because
and then you doing your
yeah.
thing. It's kind of very.
Yeah.
in-
It kind of all happened around the same
Yeah, it
time.
was,
It just
yeah.
kind of, you know, all
Where-
worked out.
Where did the idea come from? You were like, when did you realize you had a heart for that?
My friend Kevin Kroger, his son has Down syndrome, Camden, and you know I got to know them, and Kevin started helping me with some marketing stuff and stuff like that, and then we just got close, and it became something that was dear to me. So I hey, I got a little bit of a platform, might as well use it.
Wow.
So tried to spread the word, and I think it was 2 years ago we were at Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
for Tim's Big Heart. He had I think he used to every year he'd go to Chick-fil-A and they would donate, to his cause. So, it was,
What was that one for? Was it autism?
Down syndrome.
Down syndrome. Yeah. Yeah. That was a good time.
Yeah, the kid that had the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim's Hugs or
Tim
whatever.
Harris?
Tim Harris.
Tim's
yeah.
Cafe or Tim's
Yeah.
Place.
I
Yeah,
talk to
yeah.
Kevin all the time. He sends me a message because he's
Yeah.
got son Trayvon. He's a
And
beast, man.
applesauce or apple
Yeah,
butter.
Man, he's got the best apple salsa I've ever tried. Man.
Yeah.
Like the most tastiest thing ever, bro.
He was running a
He's got
apple
like
orchard.
apple orchard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to promote the adaptive
That's making me
MMA.
hungry.
Adaptive MMA is going on
Incredible.
this week.
Incredible adaptive.
Incredible adaptive.
It's actually this
MMA.
Saturday.
This
they're having
Saturday.
a party.
Did you end up talking to the Winks about that? You're gonna try to.
I talked to him briefly
Okay.
about it.
But he's doing this basketball thing. The head coach that we had in the show
Tonight.
contacted
Oh,
me. Yeah.
Paul
It's
Weir.
tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Slam
okay,
dunk
so-
competition.
Is that
I
what
gotta
Paul
judge
Weir's
it.
guys or
I
something?
set it up. I helped
Nice,
him set it.
that's
He asked
awesome.
if we can have like celebrity judges for
There
that.
you go.
It'll be like 10, 11,000 people there in attendance.
Have you talked to Holly? Is she doing it?
She wasn't sure. She was maybe gonna go. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm still in.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'll judge it, but I'll.
No, you don't have to. They got
Yeah, I just wanna-
I definitely want to take like a crew with
Support.
me because there's
Yeah.
a bunch of people there. I don't want to
so much
walk in
pressure.
by myself.
Entourage.
You make the wrong call.
Yeah. Well,
Everyone throws tomatoes at you.
Devin Clark's entourage is Holly and John Jones.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Is it like,
Security.
like, oh, he might be somebody.
They'll be like,
because they don't know who I am.
like, "Dude, get back in the bleachers with John. Get over here.
He's a
Why
rapper.
you guys always
Is that
saying
Drake? Is that Drake?
That's that Drake.
You do like him. It was like him, bro.
Only because I'm light skinned. Only because
You
I'm
got
light
that
skinned. We don't
feature.
even have the same features. Look at my hairline.
Hey,
Yo,
like
speaking
Step Brothers look
speaking
alike.
of Drake and the whole show with Connor and Habib, what's your take on them? Oh, by the way, 500 push-ups, right? You did only
Oh,
one.
Man.
You still owe 499.
Oh, man.
And I have to document it too, man. I gotta
That is
like-
great. You got
Yeah,
me, dude.
we got
so
it.
off the air.
You ain't getting
before
off
the-
that easy, man.
So let's talk
Man.
about that before the Connor Habib fight. Misha and John had made a bet,
yes.
and
500.
500
Misha
push-ups.
picked the winner. So
Anytime,
did.
yeah.
I thought
Not
Conor
not
was gonna
500
pull it
push.
off.
Yeah, not 500 push-ups.
everyone
One
thought
time.
Connor was going to pull it off.
Yeah.
Not
man.
everyone. I didn't.
Well, except Misha.
I had
And
Khabib.
and the whole Dagestan didn't.
Wow,
and
yeah,
Russia.
yeah, they're
All of
scary.
Russia had
They're scary.
Khabib.
I knew Habib was good, man, but not at that level, man. He just completely dominated Connor.
Yeah,
That
So-
pressure.
he makes people gas.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was
You know what
so
I
impressive.
Yeah, I think it just I think Connor broke mentally because he realized that shit he was trying to pull did not work
Slow
against the
games.
mountain man from that type of background, man. This type of shit won't work on this type of people, man.
I
know
don't think
that.
he broke mentally.
I think he did.
I think his skill set. I don't think he had an answer.
But
think-
he
I
couldn't
think
pull
mentally
any.
He was there
Well,
to the end.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready for it. It's just like mentally, he thought he could win. And
Yeah, mentally, I think he was in a good place into the very end of the
I
fight.
see. I
just
doubt
think
it. I doubt
Skill wise, he.
I
had
think
no answer.
up to the fight he was, and then when he saw Khabib across from the cage, and maybe like I don't know, I felt like he doubted himself.
well, like in
You
the middle of the
know,
fight,
so.
he said
Even that
something
first
to him.
wrestling exchange that they had, like I felt that nervousness in Conor.
I thought he
don't
did
know.
great in that first wrestling scene. He was
Yeah,
sprawling
he
well.
did
Yeah,
great.
he
He
was
did the
well.
best. He did the best he could.
He
but at the
Practiced.
end-
He definitely was prepared. He just
Yeah.
wasn't prepared for the cardio, I think, or the long-term effect.
The
of
chain wrestling.
That fourth round, just
Wasn't ready for a dogfight.
yeah.
You know, the first time I met you was at Khabib's fight backstage.
Yeah, I
Backstage.
remember that.
That was Pat Healy versus when he fought Gustafsson.
Was that
actually.
in L.A.?
Speaking of
No,
Gustafsson.
where did you fight the Gustafsson? That's where the fight.
Toronto.
That's where I
yeah,
met you.
yeah.
That was
That's when I wore Habib's hat.
yeah,
We were
yeah,
under
yeah.
a tent, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I recorded. I have that all on tape. It was funny,
was a
man.
good time.
When you and Gustafsson like standing next to each other, it was crazy moment, man. Like before you walked out for the weigh-ins, and it was just like so much intensity there.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like you, Gustafsson standing, and you right behind him, just like
I'm excited.
pacing and pacing and pacing. and just-
Excited for part 2.
Oh,
I'm
the
excited to get
courage.
back into it. Yeah, just all
He
the
doesn't know what's
energy.
coming, though.
December 29th.
Different John
We're
Jones
going
coming
down.
Different
This,
John
it
Jones.
is
going
not a
down.
rumor. It's official. It's happening.
It is going down.
Yeah.
John is
I'm
back
excited.
in full camp right now.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Just
feeling great too, man.
you're
Feeling
looking
great.
good
You're
too,
looking
man.
great.
In good shape.
The year of boxing, man, has really done wonders in my just awareness on my feet,
Just your hands are
angles
flying,
and head
man.
movement, defensively, offensively. I feel great. Yeah, it's transitioned over into the kickboxing, tremendous too. Yeah, so I love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So you're doing some kickboxing? Is that what you said?
No, I'm
this is it.
saying that the year of boxing,
Okay. Yeah.
the way that it's the way that it's transitioning over into the kickboxing.
Yeah.
It's boxing has helped out my kickboxing tremendously.
Setups and all that,
yeah,
right?
setups, angles, just awareness.
Head movement. Let me ask you this: I posted this picture with you, like with boxing with Hulk and stuff downstairs, and someone wrote like something about Anthony Joshua. How do you think you would fare up against like a pro boxer at that level?
Anthony
Just
Joshua.
curious. Just curious. Just what is your thought on it?
I would imagine he would have the upper hand big time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he
he's a boxer,
spent
but-
so much time, throwing hands, and it's that's his passion. But when I started doing MMA, I found myself in the UFC about 9 months after my first practice. So I'm aware that that I have a mind for fighting, and I have a lot of faith and confidence in myself. I believe that if I were to hire the right people to be around me, that's maybe 4 boxing coaches. You know what I mean? I mean that's
Yeah,
what the
sure,
guys at the
sure,
highest levels do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hire guys to come in here and we spend 2 years, focusing on boxing and only boxing. I believe that I'd be able to compete with the best in the
I
world.
think so too.
Connor
Yeah.
did.
I mean, the
how long?
paycheck difference is
Oh yeah,
just ridiculous.
that will motivate the shit out of you. That's for sure.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, the
I heard
bit-
something about Canelo had 300 million. De La Hoya.
Holy
No,
Yeah.
crap.
365. Not to correct you. That's $1 million a day.
Bro.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. You made
I just
a million
read
for
that
every day of
I
his
just
life.
read that Mayweather is in Dagestan right now promoting Khabib, trying to get that fight
yeah.
going.
No way.
Because he was in
Yeah.
Chechnya.
No one wants to
couple
see that.
I think people
He
know.
said-
wants
I
to
think
Imagine
I mean-
imagine if Khabib knocks out Mayweather.
Could you imagine?
Oh man.
Could
Oh
you
my
imagine?
God,
that's why
bro.
it's intriguing.
50
It's
and 1.
intriguing because he dropped McGregor. There's a story behind it. Like he's got hands. They said he don't have
Come
hands. So,
on.
But you can't fake
Dropping
wrestle,
McGregor
man.
gives you hands
Dude,
now.
the boy Khabib been
Fake
doing
shots with
sambo.
overhand right gives you
different,
hands
though.
now.
It's different, but
Because he used a fake shot to set that punch up.
Right.
well, maybe
know.
he'll use a fake shot too, like
Yeah.
get a react or whatever.
I don't think Mayweather's going to be sprawling and
Nah.
catching overhand rights.
Bing, bing.
Yeah.
He was bending over in front of Conor man all the time, like turning away, man. Just
If,
like, trying
if
to.
Floyd Mayweather can schedule a fight with Habib, it just shows you the
power.
power,
Yeah.
the power of the machine, man, and the marketability.
He
and-
said he'll pull way more money than with Conor.
Oh,
What
the
could
Russians.
because of Russia.
I
What does
guess.
Habib?
Yeah.
How did Habib say it? There's
There's
3
one
million, 3 million
No, there's-
Irish and 150
Yeah.
million
And he
Russians.
said there's
or
only
whatever.
one king of the jungle.
Yeah.
He said, "You're undefeated. I'm undefeated." You know.
As a Russian, this must be a great time for you, Misha.
he's soaking it up.
I'm
Man.
American man too, man.
Oh, that's
I'm like
awesome.
50-50.
As a Russian American, this must be a great
It's
time
fun
for
to
you.
watch. It's finally coming to fruition that all the hard work. Because, in all fairness, if more Russians, like the high level fighters in Russia, were able to get visa and were able to travel and do the things, they'll be way more competitive in UFC. You know that.
Oh yeah.
It's
There's-
like, I mean, and wait, with time there'll be way more Russians holding UFC belts.
Are you
And
threatening us?
Yes.
Are you threatening me?
There's some
No, you personally. No, I just have confidence in my comrades.
He's
man.
very
Yeah.
loyal to
I mean,
comrades.
all the Russians that's come here throughout the years and trained with us. I mean, you're just like, we don't half the time we don't even know who these guys are. We've never heard of them, and they're whooping up on a lot of the guys that are in the UFC on the team.
Yeah.
So I know you're telling the truth, man. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
just no, I'm more for competitiveness, for
Yeah.
even playing field. For it's international, right? If country versus country, you know, see Russia versus Ireland. Look how big of numbers they made. Imagine like
Yeah.
some American champion. Imagine you versus Fielder, man.
Could you
Holy
imagine
shit, man. It would
MMA
be
being in the Olympics?
See,
Man.
but
Oh,
it's how
that's-
young is the sport, John? It's only
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
You are the pioneers of the sport. We will be talking about something, right? Like boxing, hundreds of years, right?
Mhm.
You know, we literally, this sport developed and became this big in our time.
Mhm.
Our time. When I was born, this shit didn't exist.
Right.
You know, so we're living through the pioneers years of the sport. So you are the
20
pioneers.
years
So
from
you
now.
the Rocky
Yeah.
Marcianos of the sport.
Wow.
Or of these
MMA in
guys.
the Olympics.
It's crazy to think about.
It's
we're the
true.
tra-
It's true.
trailblazers.
100 years from now, who they going to be talking about?
You'll be in the Hall of Fame.
John, who
And
they going to be
they'll say,
talking
Look
about?
at that guy. He
You're the
was-
guys that started the sport.
Yeah.
With Fedors and these guys, like, you know, with all this legend, Chuck Liddells and Tito Ortiz's and even Tank Abbott's and all these guys will be brought up, man.
Yeah, it feels cool to think
It
about.
is, yeah, man. You
That's why it's
start,
important that we whoop lots of ass.
yeah,
Hell
you
yeah.
started the sport. You
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
The sport is in its infancy. It's like, what, 20 years, 25
Yeah,
years?
it's young, yeah.
That's why
And you
it's-
know what's crazy? I always bring up. You know that the Jackson's gym, right? Coach Greg started UFC. I mean, MMA gyms, like whatever training, right? In 1992, UFC was formed in 1993. So what does that tell you? How pioneer of a camp this is. It's
Yeah.
still going strong.
So someone says
Literally, we started the camp
Mhm.
before even UFC came about. Greg was
Yeah.
already teaching that.
It took off.
someone just commented that Devin looks much bigger than John. I don't know what.
That's angle.
He's just
closer-
thicker.
I see, yeah.
He's closer to the camera.
Uh-huh.
He's thicker.
there you go. It's the camera tricks.
He's
Yeah.
closer to
Should've
the
switched.
camera.
You haven't measured the legs.
Oh,
Reach.
around.
Yeah.
Which leg are we talking?
The third leg.
Two of yours and one of yours.
Cialis.
We ain't going there. We ain't going there.
The third leg. The third leg.
With or
Tripod.
With or without Cialis.
Devin's a big boy.
He is a
though.
big boy.
Devin's a big boy. He's strong, man. Thick dude, man. Hell of a partner.
Very good. And you know what's funny fact is that you're both the JUCO champions, man.
JUCO
That's
national
kinda-
champs,
Literally.
Same.
Junior
you won
college.
at 97 or 84?
197.
At the same weight?
197.
No, I won at 84, I think.
184.
Yeah.
And
But
you,
it
John?
was cool though.
I
It was
was 197 partner when I won it.
197.
I would have pinned Devin though.
like, shit.
Sounds like a challenge.
Well,
Whatever.
the challenge
What's
shut
up,
it downstairs.
Dev? What's up, Dev?
We'll figure that out later.
Monday.
What would have happened, bro?
Hey, Monday's just right around the corner.
I would have
Do
pinned
it
that
all over
ass.
again.
Bring a camera in Monday. You
Okay,
guys
we're
can
good.
watch me and Devin go live.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a straight
Gonna
up
be some
wrestling
pinning.
session, man. That'd
Mhm.
be cool.
Wrestling's fun, man.
I know, I love
when
it.
we get into wrestling, it's
It's
a
good.
fun
We have
time.
good scrambles.
Two JUCO-
competitive
two
and
JUCO champions.
like John
Mhm.
wants to whip my ass, and I'm like, fuck that.
like fuck that.
You
Ain't
know,
happening.
so
Well, we have good times.
we go hard.
So 205, being you're both 205, have you guys ever talked about that?
About fighting?
Yes, I mean, come on.
Yeah, we
UFC,
talk
UFC
about
does
it.
evil shit like that. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
obviously,
They
look what they're
do.
doing.
Especially with our camp.
Perry and Cowboy.
No, I know.
Don't give me any ideas, man.
You know, if that happens, like that means we're both pretty successful. So
That means we're
at
doing
least
That's
for
what
me,
Wink
you know.
always says. Is that
Yeah.
we have two guys fighting at the highest level for a
Yeah.
belt. That means they made it.
Yeah.
You know.
I talk about the Rashad Evans situation a lot. You know, when I
Yeah.
first came on the team, and you know
Everyone
where
still talks
I
about that.
was and where Rashad was in his career, and at the end of the day, I always tell the guys on the team, the younger guys or the guys who are on their way up the rankings, that I want them to aspire to be better than me. I want them to aspire to be able to beat me, because that's when you actually care about the person, and you know, I've met his family and everything like that, and I want these guys to succeed, him and his family to succeed. So the closer he is to being able to beat me, that's the better training partner I get. That's keeping me sharp as well. So every camp Devin comes into town, I try to teach him everything that I know about martial arts. I give him genuine techniques. I tell him genuinely how to stop the moves I do to him. I tell him how to beat me, and the more equipped he is, and for me to be able to stay on top of that, that's just keeping me sharp as well. So it's a win-win situation. I believe there's time before me and Devin would ever have to fight each other. Yeah. And by the time that time comes, me and him would have achieved so much more success that it's a win. It's a win for both of us.
So Devin's already UFC. He's at that level.
Oh yeah.
Guys like what about guys like Devin? You see him, guys that just made it to the UFC within the past couple months. I mean, have you trained with him?
I have not gotten a chance to train with Devin yet, but
there's a lot of comparisons between you.
Yeah, like what do you say about that?
It's like a mirror watching.
Have you seen his fight, the contender fight?
I've seen
the last one.
Yeah, I think I saw something.
John,
on
it was
Instagram.
a carbon copy of you. Like,
was it?
He was turned with his back against the cage, pressed against him, controlling his arms and throwing the elbows. Dude, if you don't know, like, it's John Jones.
You got to do double takes.
Like,
just walking by.
I saw a picture. I saw a picture in the gym.
I got to show it to you.
It was a picture of him, and he was doing something. He was like standing in a certain way. And I looked and I was like, man, I've never seen
that day.
And he wears a cut-up. and he wears cut-up shirts. And he's got skinny legs.
Yeah, it's the sweatpants though that come up to the high ankle.
I felt like such a self-absorbed bastard. I was in the kitchen and there's a picture of him in the kitchen, and I was like, I've never seen the picture of myself. And that's not you. That's Devin.
John, you know what my biggest thing is? If he becomes like a champion and the greatest to ever do it in that weight class, what are the odds, bro? That two fucking guys that look alike become the goats of the division, man.
That's really what it's about, man. Like I said,
he has the potential.
These young guys, man. My goal is to equip them, get them as good as possible, especially if they plan on being around for years to come. The better they can get, that's better for the team. That's better for me personally. So we need to have we got to have fresh guys coming in, guys who are hungry, guys with tons of potential. It's important for the growth of the team and staying sharp. Iron sharpens iron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, and how about Christian too, huh?
Oh, he's good. He's just very young.
He's young.
He's like 19 years old.
But I mean, his physique.
When he grows into his frame.
Mm-hmm.
Tall, big, powerful.
Yeah, well, he's like 6'5", 6'4", long reach. Yeah. I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful to have these
guys around you.
Guys with similar body types that I have. So when I show them techniques, it's tailor made. It's like things that I've been using that I know should work for their body type.
And and a lot of people don't realize that about you. You're a great coach. I saw you yesterday after practice, and you were doing some practice with one of the guys, and you really take that time, and people don't.
He does all the time.
People don't realize that you're generous with your
not even that, man. Like, we always talk about it, Johnny. I know you don't listen to us much. Maybe you will eventually. It's kind of like, when we get to Joe Rogan level, never.
Don't say never. Never say never.
There? John, you're genuinely a good person, man. Thank you, I keep telling everyone, man, like, every person that comes to the camp, new people, new kids, and you always take the time to approach them, shake their hands, talk to them, make them feel welcome, man. Not many people do that, man. It's like, you don't have to do it, man. But
we talk about
I think I've never seen you sad, John. Like, never. Always have a smile on your face. Coming in, always positive.
Well, that's why I was hiding from the gym over this suspension, and I was pretty sad then.
Well,
Were you hiding?
I wasn't hiding. I just wasn't. I wasn't in a really good place. So
That's fine.
I had
Everyone
to
goes.
be alone, be with family until I got my wings back.
We missed
I
you.
always talk about it's like if you take any person in this planet Earth and put them under microscope, man, there's so many skeletons in everyone's lives. All these people talking shit, man. Oh my God, like I can't stand that, man.
Yeah.
Just use such a public eye. Obviously, it's about to happen. You know, some people hide it better than others. Some don't. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't perfect, man. Not a single human being on this planet Earth, man.
Very true.
They can go literally screw themselves, right?
Yeah,
very much.
But just keep it on a positive note. I appreciate the compliment about coaching and about giving back to the team and like to some of the younger fighters. I know what martial arts has done to my life. Yeah. So if I can come in here and make someone feel more welcome, and inspire someone else through just giving them positive attention or whatever. Then it's a blessing. It all comes back around full circle.
No, I have many stories. I mean, I've seen you for years now. I've seen you come in with. I remember at the old gym, one time you came in with this huge box of Everlast gear, and they had sent it to you, and you just dumped that stuff
story.
out.
He invited me to his house. He gave me a shitload of stuff. I gave it to my son.
There's a bunch of Beats boxes and brand new. Take it.
I'm actually in the process of moving, so I got a bunch more stuff
still moving?
Giving away. Yeah, I've been moving.
I'm available
by now.
Who was John Jones gear? Line up.
Free shit.
Free shit.
eBay. Study your eBay account.
Yeah, you got some little speakers and some beats.
Little beat pills.
He gave me.
Exactly.
That was back in the day when I had sponsors.
You'll be back with GAT. You're back with GAT, right?
Yeah, I'm back with GAT.
Shout
out to GAT Nutrition, baby.
Yeah.
My one and only sponsor right now. And I tell you what, these guys, they have so much faith in me and they have so much faith for what's to come. And when we get back there, get this title back, man, I'll be sure to go over and beyond for those guys and just give them whatever they want.
No, but we're talking about generous. I mean, you threw all these gloves and pads, and everyone just, of course, they go and run and attack that box. But you just did that out of your heart. I remember some kid here, a brand new kid. He walked in. You gave him your bag, your one of your UFC bags. It was so cool. It just like made his
fighting could be a really tough sport, and when I was coming up in the MMA, I remember just always struggling, and having equipment that's falling apart and stuff like that, and when you get something new, like a new pair of gloves, and when martial arts means so much to you, and then you get it from someone you respect. On top of that, is the little things like that is something that some people never forget, and it's great to be able to pay it forward and give back. I heard something once. They said when you hang on to things, your hands like this, right? And nothing can get in it, right? Because your hands like this. But when you give, you receive. You can receive as well. Yeah.
CR does stuff like that all the time. Yeah. When you're pointing like this, one's pointing back at you.
Paying it forward is huge.
Yeah, it's huge for a young fighter coming into a gym like this. I know when my first camp here, I walk in the door, first person to come greet me is John.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anybody, so coming in like that's huge for a young fighter. Boosts their confidence and everything, makes them feel at home, and then you can get on with your training and feel good with your training and not worry about what people thinking of you and stuff like that. So it's a big deal.
Is it? Yeah. It's just even when my son came around, remember you had him wrestle the kid and then he won and he raised him and there's things like that stay there. You touch a lot of people's lives, man. People don't, it's like for him, it's a memory for the rest of his life, man. It's like,
guys, you guys got me blushing, man.
No, it's true, man.
You can't see it.
I was gonna say, are you really blushing?
Racist.
People don't know.
Racism.
People can't blush. People don't know. We're trying to tell a story, so it's a true story, man. It's we're not just saying it, just to say it.
So Devin and John, kind of being the pioneers of the sport, and you're at all these events. It must be kind of crazy, like you think back like in the NFL days, like in the 70s when it was just, these concrete stadiums and, people went. Is it kind of crazy seeing all these fans that they know you and they interact with you and that moment stays with them the rest of their lives?
Yeah, it feels great. It always feels great to meet fans. Yeah, like one of my favorite quotes is a first impression is one you'll never get back. And when you're meeting someone who has respect for you, Man, that's those seconds. That interaction can be minutes to someone else, you know, and it's like, and you know, I find it important to be engaging with people, you know, actually ask them how they're doing, where they're from, you know, what they've been through to get there, you know, to the event. Some people have to make some serious sacrifices to go to an event. But yeah, man, I got a story. Freaking the first time I met Steve Harvey.
Oh, Steve Harvey.
The first time I met Steve Harvey,
the comedian.
Yeah, the comedian Steve Harvey. These are examples of how, like, when you meet, you know, a celebrity or somebody that you respect, how that person can make or break it for you.
Yeah.
So Steve Harvey probably don't remember this at all. Of course he wouldn't. We were at a church convention. I had to have been maybe like 10 or 11 years old, and somehow I ended up on the same elevator with Steve Harvey and his security guard. And so this Steve Harvey was the first celebrity that I had ever seen. And I remember we're on this elevator, and Steve hops on the, you know, he hops on, and it's just us three. And I'm looking up at Steve, and I'm like,
this is Steve Harvey.
Yeah. My mouth is literally like on the ground, like, and I remember just being so nervous, and it's like, oh my God, this is the guy from TV. And I'll never forget Steve Harvey. He looked down at me for like a split second, and he just like adjusted his collar and was like, and just kept riding the elevator down.
Oh man!
And the elevator, you know, hits the ground floor. And he gets off the elevator, and not until I got a little older, I realized, yo, this dude didn't acknowledge me at all. And here I am. I'm like a 10-year-old kid. Yeah. You know, with my mouth, you can tell when you are a public figure. You can tell when people recognize you or not, especially kids. Yeah. You know, because just the way they.
I was wondering where the story was going to go. If it was going to be good or bad. Or
what. No, it was.
So it was a bad impression.
No, it was just a. Yeah, it was just a. He could have just.
He could have
patted me on the head, or just like, hey kid, what's up? You know, but instead he just kind of. Just never mind the fact that I was sitting there staring at him the whole ride.
Fuck Steve Harvey, man.
So little moment.
Damn, you went there.
So little moment.
That's bullshit.
So little moments like that, it lets you know that, you know.
You had gold standing in front of you, Steve, man. What the?
I'm not watching The Price is Right ever again, man, or whatever the hell he does.
It lets you know that you got to take the time. And
that's the guy that screwed up the pageant, right?
No,
the pageant.
Yeah.
That's what you get for that,
man. Being an asshole. Yeah. See what happens?
Get in the cage with John.
But yeah, there's like a responsibility that kind of goes with. I mean, especially your level of fame. I mean.
Well, not necessarily me, but like a guy like anybody who has a platform. I feel like there's a little bit of an obligation to just show respect and a certain amount of like grace when you know, like, I don't know.
I guess it gets tiring, man. I wouldn't know.
It can be. Yeah, I could imagine.
Like,
I was on an elevator. I got an elevator story and a celebrity story.
Let's hear it.
I was on the elevator with Gene Simmons.
Oh, I heard that one.
And he told me to get him condoms.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wait, he didn't know you?
No, well, we were protecting him.
Oh, okay.
Police.
So, yeah,
did you get him condoms?
No.
You didn't?
That wouldn't have been appropriate.
What do you mean? You were supposed to be protecting the guy.
Yeah, protection. There was a different kind of protection that he wanted. Yeah, see, years later, seeing you, we protected you, John. Come on.
What do you mean?
You know, years later, we take care of you.
Yeah, you definitely you've taken care of me over the years,
That's
Mark.
right.
Oh yeah.
We love you.
Take care of each other, man.
It's a good thing.
Oh yeah, all love on this team, on this family.
What about you, Devin? What's a good UFC story, like with a fan?
I don't know. I mean,
anything wild?
Nothing.
Not too wild.
Nothing wild. No, I don't think I've had anything too crazy yet.
No elevator stories?
No elevator
or just
stories.
A genuine
Devin
fan.
is a family man. Just
down
to earth. You don't do, man.
I'm pretty quiet.
Just do your thing.
I'm a family man too.
Yeah, too.
Josh is a family man.
No, I'm sure I have some stories. I just can't think of anything too crazy right now. But I can tell you all about my dream I had last night.
Let's go.
About fucking Habib.
Yeah.
Fucking Habib?
Okay, so...
Wait, you fucked?
No, I didn't fuck Habib. No.
What did you do to Habib? What?
Habib, you fuck.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
His beautiful
I'm the
wife.
brown bear, but...
Oh, that's what it was. It was you were the bear.
But anyway...
You were the bear. You all grown up, man. You're all grown up, man. He's a 205 now, bro. I don't think you can take it, man.
But no, I was dreaming. For some reason, I usually don't remember my dreams, but I remembered it last night.
How was it?
Wow.
He was fighting. He just got done fighting. Oh, fuck.
John.
I'm gonna tell the story.
He's trying to get details. Don't add to it. Just tell us the story.
But yeah, he was fighting or something, and I was in the ring for whatever reason. I went up to him, and he pulled out a fucking gun on me. What? I'm like, all right, whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's like dudes in the rafters. It was arena, and they all had like assault rifles, and they all start shooting. And I pull out my gun, and I start popping back. And the only thing I can think is, damn, I only got 7 bullets in here. And then, then I end up like scurrying out, getting out of there somehow, and it was like a mass shooter situation. But it all started with Habib fucking pulling a gun on me.
Okay.
It kind of fucked me up when I woke up this morning.
Okay, guys.
That's like last
do we have
Boy
any
Scouts.
shrinks that are following so we can see what that dream means?
That's for you, man.
I know.
I want to see what that dream means
Well, you
exactly.
see what
I don't know
happened?
what
You
the
see
hell
what
that
happened
means.
mentally? Khabib hopping over the
See?
cage. You see what it did to his
Yeah,
psyche?
man. Habib's everywhere these days. I love him.
In everybody's head.
Send me location.
I share a good, I share a good
Send me
experiences with
You
him.
broke a bus.
You broke us.
Everything he says, everything comes out of his mouth is like becomes an instant like some
Yeah.
kind of like
A meme.
Yeah.
It's so raw what he
That's
says
amazing.
a lot of times, you know.
John, and you've been to Russia, man. You freaking visited.
Oh,
You've been
yes.
to Dagestan. Let's
I've
talk
been to
about
Dagestan.
Dagestan. I really like about that
Dagestan
fighting
gangster.
culture.
Yeah, I loved Dagestan. It's a Muslim nation, man. The hospitality was unbelievable.
Just gotta behave.
The respect was unbelievable. I mean, everything was great. Let's see. They fed me a lot. We ate a lot of food.
Russian food.
There's
I was slapboxing everybody in the streets.
So, 'cause they want to
Everybody wants to play fight.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to fight.
get touched by the gun.
No, man, no way. Let's see. Everyone has to do a martial art there.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool. So you see an 8-year-old boy.
You
and
grew up that way.
With cauliflower ears.
with cauliflower ear, and then you see a 70-year-old man with cauliflower ears. Yeah, and so yeah, to be in a place where everyone respects what you do and what you go through, to be a martial artist, it was great, man. I was in heaven, really.
Say, speaking
There's
of,
a video I showed to John that's on the internet when he visited Dagestan. There's a video of him climbing on the car in Dagestan, and there's like hundreds of
There's
dudes
a
around
mob.
just erupting
Mob of
like
young
and
men.
screams and yelling, and John Jones gets in the car and just like
And
and
that's when
everyone
you-
just goes crazy.
That's why when you talk about visa, and when you talk about
Bring them all here, right?
yeah, dude. The passion there was
That's all they have.
was serious.
That's all they have.
It's
John.
their way out.
That's
yeah,
the only way out.
Yes. I feel like that's why I was able to make it so far. You know, I growing up where I grew up in New York was tough, and I felt like sports was going to be my only way out.
100%.
So I understand what these guys over there are going through, and I'm excited for them to start finding their way over here in the States.
What about our other favorite Russian, Boris? You guys met Boris downstairs? You guys know
Of course
the
they know
story
Boris?
of
Older Boris?
Uncle
Yeah.
Boris.
Oh, yeah.
Our Boris, Uncle Boris. Yeah.
I was beating him up
you
yesterday.
know the story with Boris, right?
I told John that.
yeah,
he
that's
didn't know.
what
But
hilarious.
him being a medic and shit.
Oh,
for
yeah.
climate
Mountain
change.
climber.
Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
bad
You
dude.
look at Boris
didn't know
today.
that?
and
That he was a medic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
medic for a
yeah.
mountain climber.
Oh, really?
Like if you're on Mount Everest, you get stuck up there. He's the guy who needs to go up there and
climbs up
get your
there and
body.
pulls you down. Yeah,
But get your
That's
buddy
Saint
down.
Bernard. and-
That's
and-
nuts.
He's
How old is he?
He's about 70, right?
Yeah, I think
He's still
70.
training.
And he's in
every day.
here every day.
He just had a birthday.
Yeah, we actually had him on
He
the
just
show.
went to Russia, actually, Moscow. Yesterday.
He's got some stories, huh?
That's so funny.
He's got
I want to
stories.
read his book, but it's in Russian. I need a translator. I mean,
Holly was telling me. Holly was telling me that Boris sneaks in a hug. He tries to get one
oh,
every
that's
day.
funny. Yeah, dirty old man.
Dirty old man.
Nothing wrong with that,
Hey,
man.
Who else gets the hug?
Isn't he the same one who said something like, "If you're not fighting or with women and something's not right about you.
Old school.
That was on the show.
John follows.
Yeah.
He follows. That's the thing that we post
Yeah,
on
he did.
Instagram.
I
When
did.
Yeah, I see. Come on, I'm a
Thanks
fan
for
of
the
the
post.
show.
Yeah,
Come
good.
on.
Yeah, he did see that show.
So he's in there, 70 years old,
Yeah.
training his ass off.
Well, who else
You
gets to
don't
hug
love
Holly
women?
every day?
Getting
if
hugs
you
from
don't
Holly
love
home.
women, what's
Hey.
no purpose for your
Can you
existence.
be mad at him?
People only
No.
dream to hug Holly every day.
On
man.
the daily.
He's got the he's gonna get his
My
gonna
man's
get his
living
hugs.
best life.
Yeah, but hey, but you can pay a couple bucks and get to spar Holly.
Yeah, just walk in off the street. Yeah, just sign the waiver.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you know people will take you up on that too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not the true
There's
story.
a rumor that's true.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Some cowboy started that.
What do you say?
Bums of the street can walk in and spar Holly.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
I mean, at the old gym, there have been times.
Exactly. See?
At the old gym with the old management we're talking
Right,
about.
we have had times at the old gym where people will come in drunk and asking to mess with us, but
Well, they still come
I
in here.
haven't
We
seen
just
that.
stop them. We
Yeah,
just
I
stop
haven't
them
seen that
now.
happen
Yeah,
in a
They
long
sneak
time.
in, yeah.
You're not going with Holly home.
No.
yeah.
No.
The wink
It's a
would
prized
not,
possession,
kill
man.
him.
You ain't approaching Holly home, man.
That's
We
the
ain't
queen.
letting you.
Nobody gets near Holly.
Messing with
Before-
Holly's bad for your health.
Yeah,
the
she,
queen.
yeah,
Queen
she'll.
around here.
She's got secret bodyguards and ninjas that come out of
Her
nowhere.
biggest by her left leg, man. She'll crack you open.
She's
man.
by far the most
Awesome
The
person.
most. Yeah, she is. She
Queen.
is.
Right here, man.
Unbelievable.
That's that picture, man.
I cherish that girl.
Yeah.
Man, really.
It was just her birthday a couple days ago. Yeah, that's right.
Shout out
Fucking
Holly
per-
home.
the
Wink.
king and the queen.
Wing, Coach Joey, Boris.
We had a lot
Holly.
of birthdays.
John, in your humble opinion, right? Where do you rank yourself in amongst all the greats of the sport? In your humble opinion.
In my humble opinion.
With Fedoras, JSPs, and all the best that ever been. Anderson Silva is like, where do you rank
Let me
yourself?
see. Humble opinion. Probably number one.
Oh,
As humble as it gets. Hey, the most humble opinion
that's a
ever.
great John
You
Jones
gotta keep
answer.
it real though.
No, I mean,
Devin's number 2.
I think pound for pound
Working on it.
conversation will always be an opinion. I think it'll always be shifted.
Of course.
Think about it, like just a few years ago, Anderson Silva was pound for pound number one and God's gift to the world. And now, after age and injuries, people discredit everything that he's
100%.
done.
I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm aware that the same thing is going to happen to me. Eventually, I'm going to get old, and I'm going to slow down. My fights aren't going to be as impressive.
Some new blood's gonna come.
Some new guys gonna come around, and then people are gonna say, "Oh, John wasn't that good." Just like Demetrius, Demetrius just lost, and now people don't. Connor just lost, and Connor's, most people don't consider him an all-time great now. So that'll always be shifty.
And he's a two-time.
BJ Penn's another great example.
Division, BJ Penn.
Oh,
It'll always be shifty, yeah.
But no matter what, you will always be in conversation.
Yeah, I feel
that means you made it already. So
Yeah.
you're part of that conversation.
feel
You're
like-
it.
yeah,
It's like when they talk about Joe Frazier's, Muhammad Ali's, and then George Foreman's and of that sport, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're in it. That's
just to
it.
be in the
Hall
top
of Fame.
is a huge is a big win.
It's
Yeah.
all a guess game at this point. Like, how would John do against Fedor, right? Or how would Fedor do against these guys? Like, it's just
Yeah.
something that sometimes just
I
don't
do-
happen.
I
but
do rank myself high though.
Of course you are.
At this point right now, if we were to stop the sport and just say, okay, from the start to right here, I would say because of resume and level of competition, I would rate myself probably top 2.
100%. The way you dispatched of Shogun, man, being as young as you were, just coming in,
Yeah.
and he was like the best at the time, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he was a legend, man, and you just ran through him,
Yeah.
like, without even feeling it. I'm like,
I think Demetrius Johnson would have to be right there.
yeah, I agree.
Demetrius Johnson. I would say myself, Demetrius Johnson, and
I
then
just-
Anderson Silva.
So let me be a dick here real quick and say, what would you say to the people that would say there's an asterisk
Because of
because of all your
All the
USADA
shenanigans.
shenanigans.
what would I say to that? Well, I would say that those would be people who are looking for an excuse not to give it to me,
Exactly.
not to give it to not to give credit where it's due, because in the first situation, it was proven that in both situations.
Well, we know, yeah. Those of us in the know, but
Yeah, well, just real quick, in both situations, whatever was in me chemically was proven scientifically that the amounts were so small that there was no way possible to affect my performance in a positive or a negative way. And so, the 2 times where I've had failed drug tests, for performance enhancers, you know, it's like I said, it's been so small that it can't affect your performance. You know, the dick pill situation, that was proven that it was a total mistake. Who takes a null enhancement pill expecting
to fight better?
To fight better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
nobody. And we actually found the company. We found the exact pills. We ordered pills, and the pills came back with stuff in it that wasn't supposed to be in there. Such a small amount that it's not going to make you fight any better or make you stronger. And then in this second situation, we just found out that, you know, to have USADA say the amount of steroids we found in your body, John, was like taking a pinch of salt and throwing it into an Olympic-sized swimming pool. It was such a small amount.
Yeah. So none of them made sense.
It was such a small amount that it's pretty obvious that this was an accident. And then for this to be something that got into your body 2 weeks before the fight. So 2 weeks before the fight, you took a pinch of steroids and you threw it into an Olympic-sized swimming pool. You know, it's very clear that this is nothing that helped you knock out Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, for anybody who say, well, he must have been cheating, it's like, okay, after what I just said,
There you go.
if you still want to call me a cheater, then you just don't want to see. You just don't want to admit that I'm fucking pretty good at
And
it.
Daniel Cormier is very
Plus,
good at that.
the way I say it too, man, is I mean, so many fighters in past and present, they use performance-enhancing drugs, right?
Right.
And they didn't get anywhere. You know, the skill level was just not there.
Yeah.
You know, and what does it tell you? That skills are skills.
Yeah,
Right.
You either have them, you don't have
comes
them.
down to-
No amount of steroids will make you
I'm pretty
the knockout
sure.
artist or best of all time.
No,
I'm pretty sure I've fought guys on steroids throughout my career.
Sure.
you had
Yeah.
to.
And I'm not gonna call anybody out. Some guys
you
were
know.
glaringly on steroids while I fought them, and they still lost. Dude. Steroids doesn't give you IQ. It doesn't give you timing. It doesn't give you strategy. It doesn't give you heart. It doesn't give you courage to get out there.
Courage.
It doesn't give you. It doesn't give you. What does it do? I guess recovery time.
I guess maybe you can train harder,
That's
and
about it.
recover better. That's it.
Dude, recently I just had GSP come out and say steroids makes you hungry and more creative. I mean, how crazy is that? That just goes to show you
Yeah.
that some people just don't want to admit maybe this kid's just fucking good.
Were you around when GSP was here? Was that what?
Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah. So what?
We just
What
get
was he
got-
like? What was?
He's a good
When he
kid.
was on this team?
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. I remember the coaches used to say, "Yeah, when George is coming into town this week, make sure you guys don't harass him about pictures."
Yeah, you were just a fanboy that
No, they didn't say that to me. They said that
okay.
to me. No. They would say that to the whole team.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
To
can
the
I
whole
can
team.
see John being a fanboy.
No, I'm still a fan of George.
Sure,
That's why it was
sure,
so hurtful when he
Yeah.
came out and said
Yeah,
that.
that had to be
I actually
tough.
talked to Greg about it, and because Greg has great respect for George, and
Oh,
I was like, man, Coach, what do you think about George coming out with this crazy shit? And he said, man, unfortunately, everybody wants to be solidified. Everybody wants to be known as the best, and sometimes,
He has to throw people under the
some
bus.
people,
Yeah.
sometimes they'll do what they got to do to kind of, and you forgive them, you move forward. And my whole thing is like, yo, get out there and fucking dominate somebody. Go knock out DC. Go knock out somebody who's considered one of the best ever.
Oh, he's calling out Habib now.
That'll get you in the conversation of being the GOAT. Don't discredit me to try to preach your case.
Hey,
Yeah.
GOAT. Speaking of GOAT, listen.
Oh no.
We started when we started the show.
It didn't last too long.
we were gonna have a mascot.
Did you see us buying a goat?
Oh shit! What is this?
Me and
You
Misha.
harness.
We have that video. Do we have that video? Pull it up, John. Have you seen us buying a goat?
You guys brought a goat.
We
So me
bought a
and
goat,
Misha
a
and Nick
black
went out to the
goat,
South
and we
Valley,
named it
yeah.
Bones. You didn't see that? We posted that? Dude, pull it up, bro. Where's the video?
We deleted that thing, man.
Oh, we deleted it.
I don't know
It's
where
on
it is.
Instagram. I
Is
left
it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to
Find it
search
on
for
Instagram,
years.
Nick.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
dude, you know what happened is that we didn't last too long because the motherfucker was big, right? We wanted to buy
Well, he wanted the biggest, meanest goat we could find.
with biggest balls,
Blackest
fucking goat in the Caracas area. But you know what happened? We take it downstairs, we bring it in.
Wait, hold on. No, I'm calling on Craigslist. I'm like, how big is your goat's balls?
That's exactly what we did.
And is he mean? And the guys at the breeders are like, Yeah, we got one that's in the corner. Why don't you come on down?
So we got the truck.
We bring it. It took us like so much effort to load it up because it was like, yeah, we got it
In my minivan.
His
Yeah.
minivan. We bring it here. We take it outside and
Holly
then
happened
so
to be
that thing
there,
starts pissing and shitting, and it didn't stop pissing for 15 minutes.
apparently
And a puddle. Puddle
it was like a river. It was
the
going
minivan?
down.
So we're like, okay, what are we gonna do with the goat?
You guys making me
he
sweat.
takes it home. He takes it home. The goat destroys his whole house, and we had to sell it.
No way.
That's the goat story.
How much you sell it for?
We wanted to make it.
No, we
like
gave
a
it away
pet.
for free. Just
No.
get rid of it. Yeah.
No, we
Sound like a
I was
shark.
wondering
No,
if you guys
no,
made a
no,
profit.
no.
That's a true story.
we come home. I
that's
come
crazy.
home. My wife and I come home from a date, and I think I'm getting lucky because everything's going. And we go in.
Presence of bones.
Bones was a cock blocker that day.
Never.
And no, not this one. But we go in, and then the back window is shattered. It looks like a
shit.
breaking and entering, and so I immediately start clearing the house. I'm like, all right, well, somebody's gonna get wrecked. And then I go look outside, and there's a goat just staring at me like, yeah, what's up?
It's Bones staring at you.
It's Bones.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. And then
Calling them out.
we're at ballet, my kid's ballet, and I'm like, yeah, we got this goat. And this lady's like, well, my mom has a goat farm. I'm like, you want it? And they're like, yeah, we'll take it. So I loaded that thing up and got it out.
That's fucking great.
It must have saw itself in the reflection in the window and just bucked it, man. Yeah, that thing was mean,
John,
man.
true story, and that was funny.
That's fucking
Oh, yeah.
Bones.
We wanted it to make it like a team pet.
Because
like
we missed you.
Mascot,
We
you
missed
know,
you.
mascot.
That was
Goat-
during your time.
goat
You were
camp.
gone, you know.
Goat camp, obviously goat bones, so it was like a perfect scenario. It just
Big black girl with big balls.
Well, we got that little backyard area too.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
who's
but
gonna-
Wink said no. Yeah,
Passion.
he-
Somebody would
because
eat
he
it.
knew no one.
And,
Yeah.
and he
You probably get stolen around here.
in like
It would get stolen.
Yeah, we tried to get Lydia to babysit
That's
it.
when Johnny Hendricks was here. He recommended us to get the little fainting
That's
goat.
right,
Remember?
Johnny Hendricks.
So get the little fainting goat. You wanted to go look at the faint. And we're like, well, it's not the right goat for the occasion. So it's like,
What has Hendricks been up to? Have you guys seen him?
he's
Yeah,
doing a bare
Bare
boxing
knuckle-
match.
knuckle boxing.
You know that?
Oh,
He's fighting
man.
Ward from Bellator. I
From-
forgot what's his
or
first.
Tony Lopez. That guy
no,
fights
no, no.
anybody. No, I'm just
Tony
kidding.
Lopez, yeah.
Brandon Ward, I think.
I'm actually following the bare knuckle boxing
Nice.
Man,
on
crazy
on
to see,
Instagram. Yeah,
man.
they have some entertaining.
Dude, they're
fights.
paying big bucks right
Interesting.
now.
That's different
Did
level.
you ever do it?
I don't know, man.
It's
Bare
like,
knuckle.
I like my face, dude.
Yeah, you like your knuckles and.
Yeah, you know what I mean. These
Let
guys
them
breaking
get
their
it.
hands pretty easily. Every punch creates a scar. I don't know.
but it's got to give you a little more. It hurts them when you hit them just right. Get a little
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Right?
It's like
Yeah.
it's
A
man,
little
that's
more
as real
excitement
as it
to it,
gets.
A little more real.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
My plan is to retire out of the UFC.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you have no other adventures you're thinking of going after, like
Going to
maybe-
Russia.
Yeah, well,
No.
like other things outside of fighting.
Yeah, like you try getting the movies maybe.
I would love to do some acting, in the
Yeah,
future.
with
And that's
Netflix.
always
Hell
been
yeah, that's
a
what
Shout
What
out
is
to
that?
Netflix. They're coming into town,
Into
buying
Netflix.
Albuquerque
Come
studio,
on,
It's gonna be a
man.
huge
John-
They
drama.
John's a
invested
great
like
actor.
$5 billion in Albuquerque.
They're gonna put
Damn.
some big bucks back into Albuquerque.
Man, that's gonna be
That's a
great.
big deal. It got finalized
We'll
last
get
night.
plenty of stars
Huge.
for you to.
We could use it.
We can use that.
Yeah,
so
we could
many
use
fighters here. They can act, man.
Well, John and Devin, we've
We can talk for hours.
talked for a long time.
About absolutely
get
nothing
another
too. Just shooting the shit.
We appreciate
love
your
it.
time. I know your time's valuable, and it's been a pleasure.
He
having
ain't
you
doing
guys.
shit besides training, man.
You know what I mean? We training,
It's not,
chilling.
it's not like you missed practice this morning.
My kids are
like, hey, Misha, I'm right around the block, man.
Ah.
It's like, where's John, man?
Dude, I missed practice this morning because my feet were freaking throbbing. My feet were throbbing. I've been kicking and kicking
Punching
people
and
and stuff.
kicking.
After every fight, my feet are swollen.
Why aren't you?
So-
Are you gonna? Would you ever consider doing more grappling matches, like super matches? There's a lot of people calling you out.
I
man.
know.
I'd like you to shut a lot of people up.
The thing
They
about
just don't
grappling,
understand how unsubmittable you are.
that's funny. Now freaking Vitor Belfort almost got me.
Almost doesn't count.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
Just,
Oh, yeah.
and that's an
Horseshoes
MMA.
and hand grenades, right?
Yeah, and
Um,
you submitted.
With grappling, man, they always try to get me to go against like these 5-time world champion, like
Grapplers.
18-degree black belt
Yeah.
type dudes, and it's just like,
You're not about that.
yeah, it's like give me a match that people want to see. That's actually like, I'm not gonna say winnable because everything's winnable, but it's like, I don't know. I'm humble. I'm humble enough to know, and I respect jiu-jitsu enough to know that you got to put your time in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? It's the reason why I'm a blue belt today. It's like you can't get a black belt because of what you've done in the UFC. You can't expect to beat guys who's committed their life to jiu-jitsu because of what you've done in the UFC. That's like one of the top guys in grappling, taking a few boxing lessons and being like, let me fight John. You know, it's just like you should know that the time has to be put in. So that's the reason why I haven't been able to do any more submission tournaments, is because we've had lots of talks, and the promoters always come back to me with the top guy in the world, and they're just like, come on, man, like give me Devin or somebody, like give me an MMA fighter. Give me an MMA fighter who does grappling, instead of giving me a guy who
the highest level.
Yeah, give me a Ryan Bader, or give me a Mitrione, give me I don't know, anybody.
Some seasoned vet or something.
Yeah,
like
but right away they go for like the Vinny Magalesses of the world. It's like, this guy's been grappling since he was freaking 3.
I think you'll still do good against anyone.
You can beat a lot of those
Well,
guys.
add punches and kicking,
No,
and
I
I'll
think
fight any of them.
even grappling wise,
But wrestling's a hell of a thing too, though. When you mix wrestling with the jiu-jitsu, you know a little bit of jiu-jitsu.
because most of your wrestling is way better than most of the grapplers, man.
You mix. I feel like you mix the two, and it definitely adds
Wrestling
a level.
and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That makes
No,
sense.
you're right. Screw it. Vinny Magalhaes, I'm calling you out. Fuck
it.
you up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Lightweight.
How's your brothers doing?
I'm teasing, buddy.
How's your brothers doing? It's
Oh,
the
man, they're
Cardinals,
doing great.
Arizona Cardinals, man.
They're doing great. Yeah, my older brother Arthur, he is Arthur just retired.
He's
from
retired
from the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, so.
And he's building a home in Syracuse, New York, where he went to college.
Oh wow.
And
getting back.
interesting fact, he just built a pool, and it's the biggest pool in Syracuse, New York.
Wow.
So that's his little claim. He's like, I got the biggest pool in
How
Syracuse.
cool is that? There must be a massive freaking pool.
It's huge.
It's like
Go
on
to
Instagram. How do we pull this thing up?
I haven't seen it, but
That only
He's
can
just-
be used 1 month out of the year.
I know. Syracuse is so cold.
Is it indoor pool at least? Or
It's
what?
an outdoor pool.
What
too.
the heck's he thinking?
I don't know. He's who
Just
knows?
because he
You
could.
make an ice
You
rink.
got
in the
that
winter.
money, man.
Arthur's doing
But
good.
Chandler's
Chandler's
doing really
Chandler's
good.
playing
Yeah.
for the Cardinals
Yeah.
still, and him and his family, they're the cutest. He has a little girlfriend, and he's so in love, and so Chandler is all about training, and he's a homebody.
Have you been out to one of the games yet since
I
you've been
have
with the
not been to a
Cardinals yet?
game this season,
Okay.
nah. But he's right on track to to break records for the Cardinals and
Yeah.
and be one of the leading defensive ends in the organization
It's
again.
insane.
I'm so proud of him, dude. He's
Yeah.
my little brother, but I look up to him so much.
Yeah.
He does all the right things, man.
That was
He's just
crazy.
a
you're
real
a
All
great
person.
three of you are
He's a great
so
family,
accomplished, man. Like
Yeah.
it's
Genetics.
insane.
Mom and
that,
dad
like,
did
just
good.
genetic wise, it's like holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, how's
Steroids,
that, like,
man.
What are the odds? Huh?
Steroids.
Steroids,
right?
yeah.
Exactly.
Gives you wings.
Man, your mom started injecting it. You're fucking bored.
You know what I'm saying?
Testosterone from day one.
You know what I mean?
This one gets this much, man. This one gets this much. This get this dose, that dose, this dose. There's a different fucking, you know.
And the sample size is in your brother's pool.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are silly.
Hey.
And this
Well,
has
we
been
know
fun.
you're a hard worker, John. We know how hard you train, man. Whenever it's time to train, you train.
Yeah, we get busy.
That last fight, man, you were here just grinding.
We get busy.
Tune in December 8th for
Gonna-
Devin
gonna
and December 29th for John.
We're gonna get it.
Gonna bring
Kick
that
some
belt
ass.
back.
Gonna bring some more W's home and
It's like this gym is not used to being with that belt, man. We always had a belt, man.
bring that belt back, John.
But
We're
it
gonna bring
doesn't
it back to
diminish shit,
Albuquerque.
man. It doesn't diminish. They know. They
The
know.
belt gets vacated the first punch, right? That's
Yeah,
not just
as soon
ruined.
as soon as
you and
we throw the
Gustafsson-
first punch, yeah, the belt is now vacant, and
one of you guys
Is that like in the clause? Like it's in
Coming
the
back.
contracts? That was
yeah,
it's
yeah. I
like-
actually
it
had to
says
sign
that,
like a
it's
different contract than the one that
Oh,
I
wow.
originally had. Yeah, because of all the weirdness that's happening around.
Are you all
DC.
good with Dana White? And you talking?
Yeah,
about
everything with
that?
Dana White is freaking great right now. We are, we are letting shit be shit and just doing good business.
You actually
You
coming
can't
in
hold
right-
grudges and you can't be
No,
mad. You
no.
can't be bitter in business.
Plus,
or else
Ari,
you're not-
Ari likes you, so that helps.
Ari's the man.
Ari was
Yeah.
here, man. That was funny, man. I never knew he was the part from
Wink
the
almost threw him out of the gym.
Entourage, right? The
Uh-huh.
movie's based on him. right?
Yeah, the movie's based
The
on him.
Entourage is based on him.
You remember when you
And
guys?
yeah,
You remember when he
was
came down here?
Yeah,
I was
no,
giving
that's
him
what
the
you were
tour.
here. And,
Yeah.
I was
and
giving him
Wink,
the tour.
Wink almost threw him out of the
Yeah.
gym because he didn't
Yeah.
know. He thought some
You had us take us
fanboy.
outside, guys. You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
That's a potential buyer. of
Yeah.
Zumba.
Yeah, we.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. I
Wink
didn't
goes,
know.
"Wow."
That's what I love, man. Even before he brought the UFC, man, he was already getting to know me, and coming out here to, hanging out at his house, hanging out with his family. Awesome. Like that's the way I've always wanted to do business.
Yeah, he's next
and
level.
you coming in right now for that fight, man, is huge because of coming off that big McGregor-Khabib fight. I mean, this UFC is just at such a big level as a sport that you're just coming in the perfect
We got to
time.
keep the wave going.
Yeah. I mean, we counted. How many pay-per-views you had? Like 10, right?
10,
we
yeah.
counted downstairs and they posted 10 pay-per-views, John. That's like,
headlines.
I mean, people forget. People don't remember. Like people have a short-term memory. Like,
Y'all must have forgot.
They must have forgot who that is, man.
Yeah.
And coming back.
Well, we gotta remind them. We gotta start now by freaking
We will.
beating each other's ass in practice.
Absolutely.
And getting out there and proving what we can do, what team we represent.
100%.
Yeah, because that's some shit that I dream of,
And you will be
that's
there.
that's what I'm working at, to do some shit like that and
Heck yeah.
leave a legacy.
It's a trickle-down effect.
You got the ultimate sparring partners for that.
Hell yeah.
Just a matter of time, bro.
Man, you're already leaving a great legacy, man. You have no
trying.
clue how much I respect what you do with the handicapped kids, man.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
Good heart.
It's like what you do in the cage. It's memorable, but what you do it's so much more memorable, and that's one thing I'm working on is trying to have a legacy that's great outside of the octagon as well as inside the octagon.
Go get some tickets for the event Saturday night up in Fort Hills. John, of course, always an open invitation to you. I mean, I know you're going to try to get there if you're not doing anything else. But
Absolutely.
it'd be great to see you guys. I know Holly and Diego and a couple others will be there, but
Michelle.
the more the merrier. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're in the house.
But beginning of the year, 2019, bring that belt and show it to us.
Back to the book,
come back to the show and show.
Bro,
show
after
it
I
off.
won the belt, y'all ain't get me in this damn show.
Hey.
No, we'll have you here with the belt. And I always bring up like.
I'll get you early.
He's gonna be too busy. He's gonna be too busy. He's gonna have all these sponsors calling.
I always
Swimming
bring
in
it
the
up
pool.
like.
I'll get my swagger back.
Like people in public puts fighters like in such a big pedestal, like role models, this and that, obviously, which is a good thing, right? You want to be a good person and do your things and like that. But people tend to forget like the history of combat sports, man. Like most of the great fighters. Look at Mike Tyson, man. The shit he's done in his career when he was younger, man. He just does it in comparison to what Joe. It's like nothing, man. People forget that. Like Muhammad Ali had his problem, right? Roy Jones, man. There's so many guys at that level that they're human.
Yeah.
People forget to realize that you're human, and it's a fighting sport. You're not in ballet,
Right.
This is a mean fucking sport
Gotta be a little edgy.
with mean fucking people that wanna fuck you up. What do you want from these people?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I was like, what are you like? Oh, he's doing this and that, and whatever.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
mine.
you're absolutely right.
Like leave him alone.
At the end of the day,
They're here to fight and entertain you, fighting and beating your brains out.
who's the
That's what they
one?
do.
Who's the one basketball player who said something about being a role model and how he wasn't necessarily there to be?
Charles Barkley.
Yeah. And dude, I get where he's coming from with that. You do have an obligation to try to be a decent person and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, you didn't sign up for, when people write you, my kids love you, what you messing up, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you didn't sign up for your kids to be looking up to me.
Yeah.
Your kids should be looking up to you as that
Exactly.
that child's
100%.
father,
Good
as
answer.
that
That's a
child's
hell of
mother.
a point.
You know what I mean? If my daughters were looking up to you, Devin, I'm doing something wrong.
Exactly. I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like
There's
that.
nobody on
point.
TV that my kids are looking up to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Not Steve
I love
Harvey.
that. I love that.
It's especially not Steve Harvey.
That changed my whole attitude, man.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey.
That's
So it doesn't
Family
give us
Feud.
athletes
The
to,
Family Feud he does.
it doesn't give us the go ahead to be assholes.
Yeah, which you're both not.
but
obviously.
at the
There's
end
so
of the
many
day,
great
too.
people, man.
But there's something in us at the end of the day that allows us to get in that cage, and that's that grittiness, and that shit's got to come from somewhere.
100%.
Like you said, nobody's perfect, but
Nobody's perfect.
you got to be, there's something different about us to get in a cage and go
100%.
fight another human being that's trained to whoop our ass. So,
yeah. It's
people
very-
forget about that.
Call it a little edgy.
It's very
Edgy.
Very
A little
edgy.
edgy.
All right, guys.
And then
How the fuck
everyone
somebody-
deals with it obviously different.
Mark's kicking us out.
kicking these guys out.
I had such a good time, man.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks to Body Armor, keeping us hydrated, Fire Team Fit, providing these athletes with some great.
Starbucks don't sponsor us, but it would be great, man. I had your box.
got my Starbucks, too.
John had the Starbucks, man. You actually owe us, man.
Hey.
It's actually in the perfect view.
Take a picture in the sauna.
We'll take a couple checks.
Shout out to Gat Nutrition.
Gat Nutrition for sure. Thanks for having faith in John.
Everlast Boxing.
And
Fire Team
Everlast,
Fit.
yeah. There you go.
The
Keep
results
sending
are
that
on
equipment because
Anything for you, Devin?
John ends up giving it all to the guys.
Hey, go
and
follow
sharing
me
it.
at Brown Bear UFC on Instagram, and I guess at Brown Bear C on Twitter. Get my
Thanks.
followers up.
Awesome. Thanks,
Support
guys.
your fighters.
Thanks,
See you
everybody.
next time.
Tuning in.
Thank you.
Love
Bye.
you guys.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world.